Back once again. First Saturday in May is the name of the film. The Hennegan Brothers are the people behind the film, the brothers who directed it. When we're talking about Barbaro and the tragedy at the Preakness, breaking, obviously, all hopes of a possible Triple Crown winner, needless to say, but that struggle for life, the treatment at UPenn's New Bolton Veterinary Medical Center in Pennsylvania, what did you shoot there? Tell me about what that was, what you had access to and how you played that out.
Right, well, at first what we did is we went down there and kind of documented the outpouring of emotion and like signs and people just coming in this kind of just the outpouring of generosity, little children making signs and putting things up on the front gate. And, you know, we also wanted to just keep our distance from the trainers and the owners because this is a big deal, you know, like I don't know, because we had developed a friendship with them, so we didn't want to smother them. They were getting
9,000 calls from reporters every day.
Right,
we didn't want to add to the stress,
event.
and you know, we're just adding to the stress, so we let it breathe a little bit. And you know, John was going down there and shooting the kid. I mean, to see little kids hammering up like a bag of carrots on the fence, like get well, and you know,
knowing what you know about horses, though, did you think they could save this horse?
No, you know,
laminitis is what it had, right?
No, well, at first, no. Well, he broke his leg,
right.
and they, you know, they kind of successfully put some screws in and got better. But they were worried about laminitis.
Right.
But you know, that wasn't the onset. At first, I didn't, you know, I don't know that much about horses, but from the people that we talked to, they said, well, it's really hard. You know, it's really hard, but to save a horse after this, you know, this catastrophic injury,
right.
And you know, but
was there any doubt in your mind that Michael wanted to save this horse? Because obviously, for many other horses, an injury like this results in the horse being put down almost immediately.
Well, the owners of the horse are Roy and Gretchen Jackson. They're, you know, lifelong horse lovers and owners, and you know, they have all their retired thoroughbreds on their farm in suburban Pennsylvania. And there's never a question about that. They wanted to do everything they could to save this horse. They love horses. There was, you know, people would come up to us and be like, oh, those people are just trying to save that horse so they can breed him and stuff like that. That is complete falsehood. Yeah, they would, that never entered into the picture. They love animals. She told me, you know, she still thinks about that horse every day and misses him. But getting back to the Jacksons, the owners, we kind of kept our distance, would go and check in with some of the people at New Bolton. We got a rough cut of the film, and we showed it to Michael and the Jacksons, the owner and the trainer, because we wanted their kind of stamp of approval, along with all the other trainers, but they really liked it. And then Gretchen allowed us some more access when he was making his recovery to come in there and shoot Barbaro. So that was really, you know, I look back on it, and we're part of this like historical sports figure, and so that was pretty amazing that I was allowed in there. And
it got to a point where, you know, at first people were thinking that he wasn't going to make it, but even the people that were saying this at the beginning were kind of changing their tune after this horse was still, you know, he was very smart, and he knew not to put too much weight on it, and they put him up in a sling. He wouldn't fight it, and he was very smart. And even, you know, a lot of the people that thought he wouldn't make it at the beginning were.
And Dean Richardson is the surgeon down there, and he's the guy that, you know, really, I mean, this guy dedicated his whole existence to this horse. I mean, obviously he was taking care of everyone down there too, but this was kind of groundbreaking, as well as his staff. I mean, he had a lot of people, and he's always the first one to say thank you to all the, you know, his aides and other doctors at New Bolton. But, you know, they learned a lot from treating this laminitis, which is usually a death sentence, to help other horses. They really did. And so
it's just another great element to this wonderful film. I want to talk also about the Derby itself, because obviously that was your intended destination, and you ended up going beyond that as well, with tremendous drama built into it. But the Derby itself is, it's the Super Bowl, it's the Indy 500, it's all that rolled into one. And the cast of characters that play bit parts in this, that walk through as spectators, I mean, these are some really interesting people.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the movie too is, you know, people are going to recognize the name Barbaro, but the camps with our trainers in this film, the 6 other, you know, folks, that's what we want to show is like the Runyon-esque characters at the racetrack. I mean, there's no other place like it. That's why we love it so much, and it's really helped us in life to appreciate everyone.
Yeah, like the story I always tell is like growing up at the racetrack, and 5, 6 years old. My dad's walking me through the crowd. He's working, and he said, "Brad, this is Mr. Alfred Vanderbilt." I said, "Nice to meet you, Mr. Vanderbilt."
The Vanderbilt?
Yes, and then they walk 2 more steps, and this is Mr. Cab Calloway. Like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Calloway." And you walk another few steps, and like, "This is Johnny Step and a Half. Nice to meet you, Mr. Step and a Half." You know, and all those characters are on the same. As a 5, 6 years old, that's all the same guy to me. You know, it's.
We were talking before we went on the air, and my family, our families lived on Long Island, and much of the territory that you've discussed in your background, various members of my family certainly traveled there and applied their hard-earned wages to wagering as well. But the tracks aren't, in many cases, what they were anymore for a variety of reasons, and that I presume that bothers you.
Right. That's, you know, I mean, it sounds like way too idealistic, but like one of the things we wanted to do with this film is make horse racing cool again, make it relevant, and get people physically back to the racetrack. Yes, you can go to OTB or, you know, if you're a game, but we're not here talking about like just betting. It's about appreciating beautiful horses, having a day outside in New York. I mean, Belmont Park, you're looking to get away for an afternoon. You can make a picnic, bring your kids there. It costs next to nothing to get in, and you can even make a little money if you want to bet on a race. But it's just...
Well, and it's also a cost-effective way. You know, we're talking about, you know, you can go to the racetrack and spend $4 to get in, where if you go to an NBA game or NHL, I mean, you're not going to get a ticket for less than $45.
Yeah,
you know, and you could bring your whole family, and it's, you know, it's like going to the park, except.
Well, we're going to go to the movies to see the first Saturday in May. The Hennegan Brothers, directors of this film, debuting at the Tribeca Film Festival, and after that, hopefully coming to a screen and or a DVD player near you. I wish you both a lot of luck with it. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
And thank you for watching. We'll take a break right now. We'll be back in just a few moments with the second half of Night Talk. Don't go away.